Hey guys, today's video is being about how I organized my schedule for the fall semester of college. I'm not sure if every college does this, but my freshman year at Stonehill College, when you go to your summer orientation, they have you pick the classes you want to take and they'll put you in for a time and a date and whatnot. So you really have no choice at all on what you want your first semester to be like. It's all a gamble. I know that my school has a method on how they do it. Like if you are a science major, you get first dibs. If you are athletic and in a science major, you get even firster dibs first. Anyway, I'm going to be a biology major, so I got kind of like the first pick in some of the courses, I would think, but it also had to correspond with what worked for me because of the fact that I told the academic advisory when they come up with my schedule, I want to do the chapel choir extracurricular activity, and they meet Tuesdays and Thursdays for rehearsals to perform on Sundays. So, in order for me to do that, they had to make my schedule accommodate that activity the same way they accommodate it for sports. So just recently, I got my academic calendar and I just finished writing out all of my classes and whatnot. A lot of schools have what they call a student portal where they put your classes and like how many credits and the teachers and location and yada yada. That's also where you can find the course material. Some other schools also use Blackboard to post the content of the course in there. It really just depends on what your school does. My school, it was in the portal, and that's how I had access to it. In the portal, it looks like this. A bunch of gibberish. Like, can you comprehend half of this? I think not. So, to make life just a smidge more easier for me, I made a color-coded schedule. So my courses for the fall are looking like this. My earliest class and blah blah blah, and in each box has the name of the class, the teacher, the room, and the time. Each class is a different color. So this one is my philosophy class, and this one is my chemistry class. Whatever days of the week that it is, that color corresponds with it. You can do something like this on Microsoft Excel. I was just way too lazy to do that. So I used a online program, freecollegeschedulemaker.com. I'll put in a little snippet of how you get to it. You just put in the name, the days of the week, the time that it starts and the time that it ends, the teacher, and then the classroom location and the color you want that course to be, and it will automatically upload it into time period block. You can print it directly from the website, but because I wanted a PDF copy on my laptop for easy access, I downloaded it to save as a PDF file, and then I printed it that way. So that's how I organized my classes. So that way I had a visual representation of what time of day my classes would be at, because the concise student schedule that you find in your student portals just didn't work for me. Another thing that I do to organize myself for the fall semester schedule is I like to keep a copy of my school's academic calendar. I know I'm pretty far away, but basically this has all of the academic dates that would be important to me. So, red means like either no classes or no evening classes. Green means finals, and whatever's crossed out is invalid to me. I like to keep a copy of this and my student schedule that's color-coded in a folder for the first week or so of school, just so that way I can get used to everything as to when my classes are. I like to keep a copy of it because some days of the week they cancel evening classes, and I have a few evening classes and I need to know what days of the week I'm not going to be in school. And I think that's just really convenient, so that way you know for yourself like when you need to start worrying about finals, obviously, when you need to know that you're going to class. You don't have to do that step. I just like to do it so that way in the event that school gets canceled or my classes aren't held at the normal time, I know what to look for. Another thing that I do is I use a planner or agenda or whatever you want to call it. So what I like to do is in the inside, I like to keep a couple of sticky notepads on the inside so that way if I need to jot down a quick note, I can. And I have smaller pages right here in which I can write down the things that I need to get done, the things I need to do by an hourly basis for that day. I have the months of the school year, and it has a whole month overview, as well as if I fast forward to September, for example, it has a weekly overview. So just to give you a closer look, during the week I write down also in different colors based on the
color-coded schedule that I previously made, the name and the time my classes meet, the days of the week in the first box, and I also write the days that we wouldn't have classes. These two boxes I keep empty because I may color code the homework in this box and then maybe miscellaneous in the last box. I haven't really quite decided yet, but that's what the plan is. For the month layouts, I don't write each individual class in the boxes. I only write the days in which there wouldn't be either morning classes or no school at all, holidays, birthdays, all that I put in the big boxes. I also put the end and start of the semesters as well. Another thing I like to do is to have a dry erase calendar up in front of my face. So this is actually right above my desk right now. And I used double-sided tape to hold it up. This dry erase board I actually got from the Christmas tree shop, and it was really cheap and affordable. I think it was at most like $6. Once I get into this week here, I'm gonna switch it over to September and write down, like, you know, maybe in the first line I'll write class, and then if I have an exam that day, like important due dates for projects and exams. What I also do is I use sticky notes and I just post it on the wall next to my calendar as important things that I need to think about when the time comes. So, for example, applying for work study for school. I'm not sure when I have to do that, so I have question marks underneath it, whereas becoming an RA, I have to get done between October and November. And I think that's really convenient just to have like sticky notes kind of up and about. I like to put them organized in a certain area. Some people like to have them everywhere, but I like having sticky notes all in one area in a bright, vibrant color, so that way I know like these are things that I need to get done. Maybe not now, but definitely eventually. The last thing I want to talk about is something that you don't have to do per se. I think it's a good idea to. What I plan to do, and this can change at any point in time, like people change their majors and what they want to do as their career choice so many times in life. Going into the biology field, I want to get all my pre-med prerequisites done so I can apply for med school by the end of my undergrad. So if you already know or have a gist or an idea of what you want to do as your career and what you want to do after high school and after college and basically after everything, write that down and research it. Research like what is the average salary in a year after college when you first start your career choice. And, you know, find out how much that is. Is it right for you? What are the requirements to be able to do that type of career? What classes do you have to take? So what I did is I did research on both pre-med and pre-vet. They had a lot of similar classes. There were a few differences within like genetics and microbiology and such. Other than that, a lot of classes kind of intertwined with both of those different majors. But because right now I'm unsure as to which one I want to do, I just wrote a list and researched both of them. So what I recommend you do is if you already know what you want to do after college, find out what classes you need to take in order to 1, graduate on time, and 2, be able to succeed well in that career. So what I've done is I've actually made a list of every single course that I need to take within the next 4 years to either become a pre-med applicant or a pre-vet. But because my school has common core classes, what I like to call it, is classes that they require all students to take on top of the classes they need to take for their major. I made a document online and I titled it Courses I Need to Take in Order to Graduate. And I listed every single topic class that I needed. For example, I need to take chemistry, organic chemistry, biochemistry, calculus, physics. And of course, there's plenty more classes as well as the core classes that my college requires of us. And the way I set it up, I list the class out in bold, and then I have a little dot one next to it. I have a box and then a dot. The dot is to name the class that I'll be taking to fulfill that requirement and how many credits it is. And the box is to check off once I have completed that course. Because I was a dual enrollment student, I did get 2 kind of their core classes done in advance. As you can see here at the top, I got my first year seminar done for my dual enrollment course for my English Comp 1 class. So I checked that off as a class I got done. And like I said, this will change all the time. You may change your major, you may change the idea of what you want to do, you may not, be on track to get all these classes done in 4 years, and that's okay.
because this can change at any time and you can modify it to your liking. That's really the gist of absolutely everything on how I prepared myself for my fall schedule for freshman year. I haven't started classes yet, so these are just little key things that I'm doing now to prepare myself before I actually start school. Maybe they'll help me, maybe I'll have to adjust it. Who knows? I appreciate all of you taking the time to watch this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the thumb bell notification button thingy. Yeah, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.